most people are unwilling to seek and create their own interpretations of these symbols. Instead, they blindly submit to preconceived definitions and connotations given by sources unknown. Because of this, many things have been predetermined in our understanding of life without our knowledge. Words can be perverted and used to manipulate rather than to inform. Symbols can be used to segregate rather than unite. And those given the responsibility and authority to disseminate information to the public possess the ability to do with it what they choose. Listen carefully. Every 26,000 years, our solar system passes through the 12 zodiac signs.
I study a lot of different stuff.
Ancient civilizations such as the Hopi, Cherokee, Apache, and the Mayans were aware of this great cycle and developed calendars according to it. This cycle stems from many different occurrences in nature, such as the sun's orbit around Alcyon, the central star of the Pleiades, as well as the 260-day cycle of human gestation. This cycle is broken down into 5 sub-cycles of 5,125 years each, which were thought to have their own age. The Aztec calendar, or the Mesoamerican sunstone, depicted each cycle being destroyed by one of the 5 elements. The cycle we are currently in is the age of the 5th sun, 3113 BC to 2012 AD. More precisely, this great cycle ends December 21st, 2012. Mayan cultures and civilizations were aware of this end date, and Nostradamus even prophesied great changes in this time. For Earth, which we are currently in, is also known as movement, shift, evolution, and consciousness. Living Maya timekeepers proclaim that the Earth has been through fire, earth, air, and water. The final element is ether, or center. The Hopi believe that the 4th world of destruction closes and the 5th world of peace begins on December 21st, 2012. This great cycle is broken down into what the Mayans believe to be 13 backtones. Earth began the 13th backtone in 1618, which was known as the triumph of materialism, as well as the time of great forgetting, in the prediction that humanity will lose awareness of their true bond with nature by means of external possessions. This is where ego and domination become the predominant ambition of the civilized world. Not surprisingly, this time frame was precisely when the worldwide coordination of Pope Gregory VIII forced the 12-month calendar, as well as the first mechanical clock onto indigenous people. This is what is known as the error in time. Before the inception of these 2 instruments by the Roman Catholic Church, each year was divided into 13 moon cycles with 28 days each. But the most detrimental part of these 2 instruments is the insinuation that time is something external, something inorganic and outside the body that we must watch and obey. The 7th century Mayan prophet Pakal Vitan left a powerful message for future generations. If humanity wishes to save itself from biospheric destruction, it must return to living in natural time. He also foretold of our accelerated technological society and the damage of our collective divergence from natural law in exchange for material values. Astrology and the study of the heavens are as old as civilization itself. Throughout the past several thousand years, new religions have all but replaced the pagan religions of prior years. Man has always been so thoroughly fascinated by these objects in the sky that they have formed constellations for them and gave them stories. In Greek mythology, these were personified as the gods. We notice in structures that still stand to this day that the most ancient of civilizations put forth more wealth, power, time, and effort into the locations of the stars than any other practice. This is commonly written off as simple curiosity, but the truth is becoming clearer by the day as we close in on the 0 year of December 21st, 2012. It is a common misperception that the pagan religion is rarely practiced today. In fact, Paganism, in its evolution, is the most widely practiced form or philosophy of religion. You may ask yourself, how is this possible? The answer is hidden in nearly all of our current popular religions. But who would have the time, power, or desire to integrate the seemingly long-gone philosophy in such popular opposite denominations?
What is that?
That's a medicine wheel.
What was that just now?
Dr. Adam Weishaupt was born on February 6, 1748, in Ingolstadt, a city in Bayern, Germany. This interesting character was the son of a rabbi and converted to Catholicism after his father's death. After studying French philosophers such as Voltaire, he learned theology and the mystery religions in the French royal court. World-famous banker Mayer Amschel Rothschild of the Rothschild dynasty chose Weishaupt to create the Coven of Golden Dawn, which is to this day Rothschild's private coven. Amschel Rothschild, for those who are unaware, instigated the American Revolution, America's supposed liberation from Britain. Rothschild instructed Weishaupt to create the ancient illuminated seers of Bavaria. This is better known as the Order of the Illuminati. The name means the bearer of light, the illuminated or enlightened one, which is also another name for Lucifer. The Areopagite, or tribunal, was the inner circle of people in this supreme order, and were the only ones privy to the secret meetings. In Nesta Webster's book, World Revolution, she states, the art of Illuminism lay in enlisting dupes as well as adepts, and by encouraging dreams of honest visionaries or the schemes of fanatics, by flattering the vanity of ambitious egotists, by working on unbalanced brains, or by playing on such passions such as greed and power, to make men of totally divergent aims serve the secret purpose of the sect. People with money were welcomed but kept oblivious to actual secrets. The purpose is to win power and riches, to undermine secular or religious government, and to obtain the masters of the world. The goal of the order was and still is to one day deliver the human race from all other religions and into a single religion. Progression through the political and religious hierarchy was obtained by blackmail in the form of bribing people in power with sex from local prostitutes. In the 16th and 17th century, high-ranking officials in political or religious organizations were liable to be sentenced to death for such acts. In 1780, Baron Franz Friedrich Knigge was also recruited. He was the most instrumental person in the marriage of the Masons and the Illuminati. This allowed the Illuminati to expand rapidly with the use of Masonic lodges. On August 29, 1781, Congress of Wilhelmsbad declared the alliance official. Those in attendance were put under oath never to reveal what took place in that meeting. Comte de Virieu, a Mason from Martinez de Lodge at Lyons, was questioned about the meeting upon his arrival home. He stated, I can only tell you that all of this is much more serious than you think. The conspiracy which is being woven is so well thought out that it will be, so to speak, impossible for the monarchy and the church to escape it. He later denounced the Illuminati. Sir John Dee. John Dee was a servant to Queen Elizabeth Tudor of the Tudor dynasty. He was the head of the British Secret Service, MI5. He was also known for the practice of black magic and his affiliation with occult rituals. Occult means hidden within conscious realms. If you are unaware of the occult paganism's dominance in the world to this day, pay close attention. Pagan symbols, gods, rituals, and doctrines are the basis for most every religion practiced throughout the world. For example, the symbol of the cross is derived from the vertical masculine line and the horizontal feminine line connecting in tantric union to create motion or vibration. As with all vibration, energy is created and begins to spin the cross, giving us the symbol of the swastika. This is why you see the swastika used in many ancient spiritual or religious images. As said before, pantheistic rituals are prevalent in all monotheistic religions today. Circumcision is a pagan ritual marking males in a ceremonial fashion. Weddings are pagan by nature in the wearing of a ring, which originally symbolized the ring of Saturn. Funerals follow the same pagan-derived ritual when a sacred geometrical tomb is placed over a grave to embody or immortalize the spirit. Baptism is a ritual to submerge a child in holy water, to symbolize the renewal of life, just as rain replenishes the earth. One of the meanings of the Holy Grail is the womb and menstrual blood. It also refers to the emptiness of the mind, filled with unlimited life force, the blood of Christ. This ritual was taken over by the patriarchal society. Males could not give life as women do, so to symbolize a male giving life was to draw blood, which could only be done by injury. In ancient Egypt, the